Okay, hey guys, I know we've been doing a lot of Velos videos, right? But here we actually have another gadget, right? So just to let you guys know, I did reach out to DDPAI. I've used them before, just to let you know. I've used them in another car. The other brands that I would recommend would be the 70 which I think they're part of the same company. No, this is all part of like the same Xiaomi company, right? And I actually wanted another unit, but this is what they sent over to me for review. So I think that this is an excellent unit as a budget dash cam, right? So let's get started, no? All right. So it's pretty simple, no? This is the DDPAI Mini Pro, right? And then you've got some basic. There's actually almost no marketing details. They also did send me over a SD card so I can use it for my testing. So as you can see here, I thought that they'd actually give you like a generic one, but they actually give you a DDPAI branded one as well. So you can see there. So that's a 64 gig one. A 64 gig would roughly last you about 8 hours for this camera recording time. So this is actually a good recording time for you. Okay, so let's open it up. So it comes with an extra mounting tape, right? And then it also comes with, so I hope you guys can see it. So this is the electrostatic cling sticker that you will place onto your windshield. So it's easy for you to remove the dash cam, no? So thankfully it comes with two. So in case if you screw up one, at least you have a backup, so don't lose that. So it does come with a cord as well, of course. You won't be able to use it without the cord. Oh no. Unfortunately, guys, 2024 na, naka micro USB pa kayo. Okay? So typically, I would prefer this to be a USB-C. Because say for instance, a lot of them are already USB-C right now. So in case you want to change the brand or the model, right? You don't have to change the whole cable, right? So let's get on board, guys. No, so USB-C to, and then of course the other side is USB-A, and then it comes also with a prying tool. No, so we'll be using this later when we're going to be inserting the cable as well. You know what? Let me find out how long this cable is for you guys, because I've been looking online. They don't seem to show like how long it is. Okay guys, it seems that this is roughly about 3 meters, the cable length, no? So should be good enough for you to connect it. And then it comes with a pretty good low profile charger as well. Okay, there we go, DDPAI. Now let's get into the actual unit. So there you go, no? So here you have the actual unit. So this is where the micro SD goes. Alright, you've got the reset button there. You've got the micro USB here. You've got an LED indicator light. And then here's where the lens is. And then there's the microphone and speaker outlet. Sorry, here's the microphone. No? So they say that you can go up to 330 degrees going around. So let's start it from here. And then that should mean, there you go. So it's pretty good, no? 330 talaga siya. You know, one thing that I can recommend about the rotatable lenses is that, say for instance, you have it connected in your car like this, diba? This is the front, right? If you want to record, you know, the passengers as well, no, you can flip it over, and then at least you can record the passengers as well, no? Say for instance, for whatever reason, you want to record the passengers. So maganda rin, at least it has that option. So maybe I'll think about placing it in such a way that you can actually, you know, so at least it won't be directly covered by the rear view mirror, no? Para at least makapag-record ka, you do have that option. Now let's check this out on the site as well, right? So you can see here, the resolution is 1296p UHD resolution, okay? Loop recording, meaning to say like as soon as mapuno yung micro SD card, it will just overlap that, okay? So in terms of size, from here to here, you've got 32 millimeters, and then for the whole length is 87 millimeters, no? That whole body, right? You've got emergency lock. What does that mean, no? So what happens here is, aside from the sensor that senses that you've come into a collision, it also saves and locks that video. So once it does the loop recording, you know, just in case you forget, it will actually save that as well, right? Now it says here there's 24/7 parking monitor. So what happens here is you actually need the Hardwire, okay? So I've had previous issues with the Hardwire wherein it actually drained my battery. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend placing a Hardwire unless you park your car outside, right? Wala kang garahe. And then I would strongly recommend it as well, no? So it also has a super capacitor as well. Okay, so this one's been the trend also with dash cams, no? Because, you know, batteries are sensitive to heat, right? You know for a fact, once your battery becomes old, lumolobo siya. You know, what more if it's in the car and it's baking under the sun, right? So the temperatures in cars, maabot yan mga 60, 80 degrees minsan, right? So, you know, the dashcam will really cook, especially when it's on the glass as well, right? Because sobrang high temperature yung glass, okay? Let's talk about this camera. It's a 1 in 2.9-inch CMOS image sensor. So that's pretty good, no? That means that the higher the lens is, the more light it can accept. So the more light it can accept, the better it is for nighttime videos, right? So in terms of 1296 resolution, that's actually 2304 by 1296, okay? And then its focal length is at about 140 degrees wide angle, okay? So what's gonna happen there is medyo wide angle siya, just like when you shoot with your cell phone, diba? Medyo it's going to blur a little bit, no? Once it gets to the side areas, okay? So you'll see that when we're setting that up later, you have to just make sure that tama yung pagka-setup ng camera mo. As much as possible, place this in the middle of your dashboard, of your windshield, okay? So here you can see that it supports recording in a dark environment. The aperture and the size of the lens is actually what helps here, no? So you've got the f2.0 aperture, and we'll check that also later, no? We'll do some sample videos, right? And like I said, 330 degrees siya. No, we'll try to target the installation of this somewhere behind this rear view mirror para tagong-tago talaga siya. Okay? As you can see here, the DDPAI Mini Pro supports the DDPAI app. So we'll review that as well later. And here's the rest of the specs of the unit. No, as you can see here, it maxes out at 256 gig. So like I mentioned, 128 would be about 8 hours. So you're looking at about mga 6 hours of recording time at maxed out at 256 gig. And then of course it has the gyro sensor. Okay, it also has the Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi is used not necessarily to connect this to the Wi-Fi. So this is actually a Wi-Fi hub as well, right? So it's 2.4 gig. So it can connect over to your phone. So what's gonna happen is your phone will be connecting to the Wi-Fi of this, so you can download the videos and the pictures that you get using the Dashcam. Okay? So how much, magkano nga ba to? Okay, so here, just to show you, it is available on Lazada. This is the actual DDPAI. So every time you guys shop, make sure that whether it's on Shopee or Lazada, make sure that you go through the certified flagship stores. Look for this one, right? Para at least covered ka talaga ng warranty nito, right? So you got the Mini Pro. If it's without storage, it's roughly about 2,000 pesos. Even if you shop for this abroad, you'll see that it's roughly at about mga $40. So tama talaga yung 2,000 pesos. So once again, you can get this with a card. So the 32 gig, this is about 2 hours. It's only additional 300, and then additional 400 for the 64 gig. So this is roughly about mga 4 hours. The 128 gig is plus 889 pesos. So that's roughly about mga 8 hours worth of recording. Okay, so let's go check this out. Let's install it. Okay guys, so the first thing that I also noticed that I wanted to point out is that the connector actually isn't on the unit. It's actually here. So I hope you can see it. No, it's like that. So this is one of the cons about it not being USB-C, right? Is micro USB can only be connected one way, no? So sana if this was USB-C, I can even go this way, but of course I can't, no? Now in doing so I was originally thinking about placing it here, no? Or maybe something like this, right? The other option is you can go this way, right? But since this angles upwards, parang mas maganda na talaga na nandito siya, right? Maybe even as high as that, no? And then you can just spin it around. But of course, like maganda talaga that we can see what it can actually view, right? So what I would suggest is you actually don't stick this yet. No, you don't stick this yet. You connect this to the app, which we'll do in a while. But before we do that, I highly encourage you to sort of like see if the length of the cord is enough. No, so that's why we have this prying tool, no? So we can route it up here, no? Tuck it in there, right? And then make it go around here, no? Inside the rubber gasket here, okay? And then down here, okay? And then here, right? Because by the way, we're installing on a 2024 Toyota Veloz, right? Is that there's a USB port right here as well. No? So that's where we're going to route it to. The other option is it can go all the way here, and then there's a jack here as well. No? So as much as possible, try to see and route if the length of this cord is long enough to where you want it to go. Okay, let's look for the app. So DDPAI, you can see it here already. says hello DDPAI. You can see here.
Successfully. Memory card is initializing. Please do not shut down or remove the card. Initialization completed.
Okay, now that that's done, let's click add device. So you can see here, it already detected it. DDPAI Mini Pro. And you can actually see that my Android Auto actually dropped because it uses Wi-Fi to connect here, and now it's connecting directly to the DDPAI. Okay, so I got some issues. It was conflicting with my audio. So guys, now that we're inside the application, so you can actually look at the videos here, right? So you've got the snapshot, you've got emergency videos, right? And then you've got device settings, right? So you can fix the speakers here. It will chime. Now you can hear that. So I personally set it a little above middle. Now power on tone. This is when it says DDPAI at the start. You've got installation guide. This is the screen flips left and right. Right. I think that's just a mirror. The screen resolution, there's only one. Right. You've got the recording frame. So me, I just left it at the full mode. Okay, and then mic recording, I leave this as 0, and then timestamp. I want to know what the timestamp is, of course. No, since this is a security device. Okay. Capture video clips. So this was originally at 10. I placed this at 30. Okay, and then adjust collision sensitivity. So this is when it's driving. No, I left mine at the default, which is middle, and then when it's in parking monitor. Okay, here under parking monitor, so basically it knows if it's stationary for 15 minutes. No, I'm assuming it's because of the vibration of the car. It knows it when it's stopped and when it's moving and when the video is not moving as well, right? So I left mine at time lapse. There's also normal recording, right? But that's gonna take up a lot of power, okay, as well. And then there's also dormancy mode. Okay, it will only wake up when there is like something that bumps your car. Okay, but let's leave that at time lapse. Okay, and then of course you can set the duration for the parking monitor. If it's 15 minutes lang, 1 hour. Okay, I place it as 24 hours. Okay, and then you've got your Wi-Fi name. Okay, and then your default password. Okay, right now it's the default 0129. Okay, now this one is useful when you're installing the when you're installing the unit. So you can see here, okay, I already have mine installed actually. So you can see here, I'll place that right here at the dashboard. Okay, or I can flip it all the way around. There, see? So you can see all the people in the car when it's like this as well, right? So very useful now that you can see it that way. Let's place it back. What's also very useful is you can actually see these are like the trigger points, like when it supposedly hits something, but syempre marami yan because I was actually just installing it. So you can take a screen cap, or you can set it that it actually downloads, no? So it can review it like a CCTV camera. Galing, galing. Alright. Alright guys, more or less, I've decided that I'm gonna place it here. The reason being is this is the best position wherein I can still, if I want to swing it around and record the inside of the car for whatever reason, I can actually still do it over here, you know? So I can place it up here or a little bit down here, right? But what I'm thinking is I'll place like a little extra slack and I'll tuck it in here. So in case I want to move it a little here or there, walang problema. So right now I'm gonna place it right here. Okay? So what you have to do is get like a little alcohol, you know, clean the area, right? So the reason why most people use alcohol is that alcohol dries up very fast. Okay, make sure that there aren't any simple enough. Okay, place the static sticker there. Now let's remove the 3M tape. Let's place it right there. Okay. Then hold it down for about 30 seconds. Okay, once that's there, what you guys want to do is you want to tuck this in over here, you know? So that's it, no? Super simple, as you can see. No, I just tucked it in up here. Okay, pinagapang ko dyan, no? And then you can see here, nakaumbok siya ng konti dito. And then I made it go down here, and then it goes down the rubber, right? And then from here, this is where it got a little awkward, no? So I think I'm gonna need like some sort of small clips, but it goes there and then straight there, no? So pretty simple in terms of installation. So let's now move into some of the sample videos for day and night. All right, so let's move into the day shots, no? So let's zoom in into this jeepney. So as you can see, kitang-kita talaga siya, no? Usually dash cams during the daytime, they won't have a problem, but this DDPAI is actually quite exceptional, no? I've actually had very cheap dash cams as well. Let's try to do a face naman, no? Let's zoom into this bystander. So the features, as you could have seen there, kitang-kita naman, like if you had to identify the person, you would be able to see, no? Now, another thing I wanted to add is I actually had to mute the sound here because my radio was on, so I might get copyrighted. So I actually had to remove it. No? So let's move forward. Let's try to see a motorcycle naman. No? Usually the license plates of a motorcycle are much smaller. Now let's zoom into this one, right? While it's moving. So ito, hindi siya masyado kita, right? But once again, it's a conduction plate. But let's zoom in while it's stopped. There. So you can actually read even these small letters. No? Kayang-kaya siya, especially during the daytime. Okay, let's move into early evening. So here, pababa na yung araw. No? So I want you to see this. You can clearly see the license plate here. But as it moves forward, because my headlights are hitting it, no, it gets very hard to read. I wouldn't really call this a DDI problem because this is actually very inherent in even higher end models, right? But once again, I just wanted to show you this, especially for the people who haven't really used dash cams as well. So I wanted to show you this camera in this lighting conditions wherein the sun is about to go down, right? So you can see here, there you would be able to see the license plate going back there as well. Okay. All right, here we have a full nighttime video already, no? So here, this is what I was saying, right? If the light is flashing on at your headlights, if they're strong, no? My headlights here are stuck, by the way, right? But if you have like a Xeon or a super bright LED, hindi yan masyado makikita talaga, right? License plates may be a little bit more reflective because they're white, so it's really flashing the light back at you, no? So you can see here, once this car comes to a stop, you can see a stoplight, right? Let's zoom in a little bit. There, no? So kitang-kita naman siya. Okay, now that we're at the tail end of the video, now's where I give you my honest opinion. No, first of all, I just want to be transparent with you. DDPAI did actually send this unit over, but they didn't actually ask for anything. No, I actually got this camera way back early November, and I've actually had no time to use it. No, I was supposed to use it for my video going up Sagada, but it didn't arrive in time, and they've actually haven't even asked for the camera back. No, so they're actually pretty straightforward. They didn't ask me to sign anything, in fact. No, with that, I'm actually going to give you my very honest opinion, right? In terms of a dash cam, if you are actually wanting to buy something within the 2,000 peso range or anything below, I would actually go with something like this, right? Maybe this one or the 70 Mi one, because I've actually used that and I've seen that also in my friend's car as well. I wouldn't recommend going for like a super low-end camera, right? I bought like one that was 700 pesos. Sobrang wala talaga. Even during daytime, you couldn't even read the license plates, right? So for me, this would be the bare minimum in terms of entry level. It hits a lot of features that other dash cams don't have. No, like for instance, you've got the app wherein you can actually record it. You can actually use it as a viewfinder, which we used when we were first installing this. Its footprint is very small. It can also do parking recording as long as you have the Hardwire kit. You just have to shell out an additional amount. Now, in terms of daytime, right? Excellent, right? During the daytime, it's excellent, right? During the early evening, when the sun's going down to nighttime, when the lights start turning on and the headlights start turning on, I wish that this would be much less saturated, right? I truly believe that, like in some instances, if it was a little bit less saturated, you would be able to read the license plates, right? But sometimes if the headlights are strong, even if you have like a 4K one, hindi rin mababasa yan, right? But now, if you actually had a little bit more money to spend, I would actually 100% recommend getting a dual dashcam setup, right? So you have a front and a back, right? Now, with the price of this DDPAI, you can actually place one in the front and the back, honestly, right? With this price, and it will still be cheaper than some of the dual dash cams out there. Very doable, right? But if you're within that 4K range budget, just get the 4K range budget, right? No, so I think that's about it, guys. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.